Hey, I'm back. I'm shocked. Things are working now. I had my phone, I had some technical difficulties. I was playing with it and I did get some live feed, but now I've got the feed that I want. Now you can see I've got a little cut here. I cut myself shaving. I'm going to live. Ah, hello. I got somebody visiting. Hello, everybody. Well, the one person that's out there. I was trying to get a conversation going about carp fishing today and the type of baits to use. Now, I like to use the pack bait. Now, last year I experimented with oatmeal pack bait, and I put corn in there and I put a few other things in there, but didn't really turn out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and put a little bit of molasses in there and see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to be on here for a little while until I get this feed all set up. I want to see everything working in order in that. I'm going to say hello to everybody. It's nice that everything's working again. Hello and welcome to our chat. I was able to get those things going, but I guess sometimes it doesn't always work out for you. All right, so I'm just waiting for somebody to come along. We'll call this part 2 of the chat. Or it could be discontinuous, but I don't think it is. All right. Yeah, my chat window is just about closed. 8 o'clock is what I said I would go till about. And I don't know if anybody else is going to show up now that I've got my technical difficulties all worked out. We'll see. I know the chat would be a lot more interesting if it was actually catching fish. But like I say, up here in Canada, it gets frozen. And unless you want to do some ice fishing, and I don't. No, I don't. I'm a warm weather fisherman. There was a time and a day when I went ice fishing. I was young and foolish. I'm not young. I'm still foolish. A couple more years and I'll be retired. Maybe a year time. I don't know. We'll see. I know the decision is close. It's coming. I don't want to quit too early because, you have regrets. I don't want to be like, I love fishing, but I'm not going to spend my entire free time fishing. I know it sounds pretty bad, but, let's be realistic. Just me talking to myself, waiting for people to show up. Nobody's showing up yet. That's okay. Stay live for a while and talk to myself. I got to practice, right? If you catch the video on replay there and when you go to my live stream there, and you can tell me what you think if you want. I'm not worried about what people think. I'm just here to have fun. I hope you are too, because if you're here for any other reason, I think you're being silly. I got to do a better job doing a premiere to let people know that I'm going to be doing the live chat too. That's the other thing. I'm going to work on that. I'll set it up for next Saturday is what I'm going to do. It'll be perfect. And Just ironing out the bugs, trying to figure things out. So I'm gonna stay on for maybe another 2 minutes, guys. If anybody comes on, that's great. Actually, yeah, two minutes. It'll be 8 o'clock, and then my window of opportunity will be done, and I'll frigged up everything, and that's okay, because I'll try it again later. Might be better doing a Sunday afternoon chat, guys, because I know a lot of people are like myself too. We're watching some sports on TV today. Although my TV is all frigged up right now, I'll be working on it. I can watch it on YouTube. My sport events. Be watching some carp fishing today. Oh, hang on. I got a little message from my wife. I love. Did you manage to get the game on? No, I did not, dear. There I am back. I see nobody else is on right now. That's good. Well, it's not good. I'm chatting with the wife. Just warming things up here and trying to get things going. So I'm going to try again tomorrow afternoon, guys. So what I'll do is I'll set up a premiere for tomorrow afternoon. I hate setting up the time though because life just happens, and sometimes you're busy and you don't have time to sit down at that time that you've delegated because things change. All right, let me see what the. Yeah, the internet's being real evil tonight. Messages aren't even getting through to my wife. She's getting them sent to me, but I can't seem to send them out. So I don't know what's going on there. The internet issues. We'll work them out. Could be windy outside, or who knows. I see somebody's on right now. That's my lovely wife. Hello, lovey. I don't know. Now, I was talking about carp fishing there tonight, and that's what we're about. And if somebody's on, I guess I'll stick around for a little while. And if you want to chat, that's fine. If you just want to listen to me natter, that's fine too. If you're wondering what this little thing is, I cut myself shaving, but I'll live. And so we were talking about ice fishing earlier. Oh, hang on a second. 1 minute. The wifey is shut up a little. Okay. And somebody's still with me. And just hang on again. The missus is on the line. This is live. Okay, they are still okay. All right, she's gonna talk to me before I go to bed. Yeah, unfortunately, my mother-in-law is not doing well. She's 90 years old and she's passing. Very sad. 1 second, please. Okay. Yeah, so I'm solo tonight. The wife is at the hospice, and with mom and her final days, and I'm going to be there tomorrow and visiting. We're all going to get there. It's just sad it happens, but I'm not going to bring my family issues to you guys. We're talking about fishing, okay? I'm going to be fine. Life is going to go on, and mom is going to be in a better place. See, I got some messages here. All right. Big up, Rob from Northern Ireland. Oh, hey. Hello from Northern Ireland. Awesome, man. My lineage is from Northern Ireland, by the way. I did my DNA ancestry thing. Apparently, we were apple tree growers. I don't know. But hey, hello from Ireland. I've been watching some of the pike fishing and carp fishing from up there. I love it. And we got now that was White Roach Channel, and then we got the White Roach Channel. I noticed the U.S. anglers use fixed weight fishing carp. Do you use? Oh no! I just use my rig is very simple. I got it kind of right here, but basically you can see it. I don't know if you're able to see it. Probably can't demonstrate it, but I have this sinker. I don't have a slide sinker. I've got a swivel, snap swivel, and I put a sinker in that snap swivel, like, and hook it up. And I also at the same time take a lead. I make a foot lead. I don't know if you can see that here. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to orient myself, but a foot lead, and then I take that down on a leader, like a line of, like wound leader line, and I put that on a number 4, number 2 hook, and that is my rig. It's very simple. It works for catfish. It works for carp, and I don't put anything else on. I catch lots of them. Do I miss a lot? I probably do. Could I get better? And I am going to try and rig this all up, but my hands are made of wood and they don't, they just don't really work that well. So it's a struggle for me. I have to be in a good environment, good lighting. Everything's just got to be right. And then I can fiddle with it. Now, wintertime is perfect here because I've got time on my hands, as you can tell. And this is why I'm so dangerous. But anyway, yeah, I've been working on some rigs for catfish and carp, but I really, really, really want to focus on carp. And my God, looking at my eyes around here, a lot of purple. I tell you, man, this myasthenia gravis thing that I have there, it really shows up sometimes. But trust me, I'm not feeling bad, okay? I'm all right. I went to bed a little earlier tonight. Now, what are we? Yeah, we have super fishing for northern pike. Yes, you do. And I saw some real honking big pike pulled out of there in Scotland too. I was thinking 20 pounds. I mean, I have a hard time finding a pike here in the St. Lawrence River at 20 pounds. Even northern Ontario, where you'd think they'd be like really huge. We could call it a bolt rig in the they call it a bolt rig in the UK. Yeah, I know. I've been watching see, I'm new to the dead bait thing. But you guys are big on the dead bait. Here in North America, I have not seen many people use dead bait for pike. So I want to give it a try. But I know people have used hot dogs. Yeah, hot dogs for bait, for pike, and were successful. Now, I argue, I would bet sea run browns. Wow, I didn't know they go into the ocean. Yeah, I've got a great brown trout spot near Cornwall. I've caught a lot of brown trout in that spot, and I'm going to go down there this year, and I'll do some fishing there in March. That's when you get them, or even February if I can get a nice day. Top water. I throw a spoon out there, particularly a little Clio. I don't know if you guys got them over there, but it's just a spoon. It's silver or gold. It doesn't really matter. It's how fast you crank it across the top. I crank it fast, go early in the morning when the sun's coming up, and put Vaseline on the eyes because it gets cold here. Cast it out there and you reel it across the top. It's pretty fast as long as it's not breaking water. and you'll get hits. If you go slow and jig it like you're fishing for walleye or something else, you'll get nothing. But in that spot there, I have caught pike, I have caught catfish, I have caught carp, I've caught brown trout, I've caught lake trout, rainbow trout, and salmon. So there's absolutely everything in that spot. I'm really excited. I mean, I can show you guys that spot, and you know, it's amazing. I can even take a kayak in there if I wanted to. Yeah. So I just might do it. It's a little bit challenging to get a kayak in there because there's quite a little descending hill there, about 100 feet, because the old canal bank, and it goes down to the river where the power dam is. And that's where the fast water is. That's where your channel catfish are, your muskie, your pike, and all your different kinds of trout. This water is phenomenal. It's probably the best water around here, I would say. What's that? Yeah, got. Oh, you got a little Cleo. Perfect. I use the 3/4 ounce. I know there's the. I think it's the 2/5. I find the 3/4 ounce casts better, and I got better control of it. But that's my water, and then that water where I fish for those brown trout, it's moving pretty good clip. So, and I want it to stay down, but I want to be able to crank it fast, right? So, if it was a lighter, I've tried the 2/5, and what I found is it breaks the water; it comes up too high. So, for the speed that I got to crank it for those rainbow trout, and oh my god, I've had some wicked huge brown trout that have tried to take it, and I've missed them. And my biggest is 14 pounds for a brown. That's like monstrous. I know there's two kinds that I'm aware of. There's like the German brown trout, and then there's another one. I think it's Finnish Swedish. We have the football size ones. They well, they're fat. But I've seen the ones in the stream. I think they're the German ones, and they're like a little slimmer variety, but they're basically the same fish. But it's an amazing species to catch. Yeah, 14 pounds is a big fish. Yeah, I know I don't have any proof right now, but trust me, there'll be proof coming. Um, yeah, it's. I used to go down at the power dam at night at work. I'd be really tired, and my wife would send me down to the power dam, and I'd go and catch some walleye and some brown trout, and I'd take a couple home, and I didn't like to keep the brown, not the browns, but the walleyes, because they, even though they were in season, they were still they had some eggs in them, and when I see that, I'd rather leave the fish go and spawn, and then be successful, and then make more babies and more fish for other people as well as myself to catch in the future, right? So that's my plan. But the brown trout, I don't know if they reproduce naturally in the St. Lawrence River or not. They stock them heavily in the Adirondacks, which is in the U.S., with the American side, but they come in through the feeder creeks into the rivers, into the big rivers. So I think that is possibly what's going on. That is, they continue to stock, and they um, continue to just come into the big river, or is it possible that perhaps they are spawning? The ministry hasn't really. I've contacted them, and they have limited budgets. They can't do everything they want to do, but hopefully they can hire some university students to go and check this out to see if they're actually spawning successfully. Because I can show you that bed in the fall. I've seen many brown trout jumping out of the water and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, what are they doing? And it is spawning, and maybe they're spawning. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out at some point. Hopefully. But yeah, for carp fishing this year, I am going to be more into the pack baits. I've got some really good carp water in front of the house. It's about 3 to 4 feet deep on the St. Lawrence River. There's some culverts and stuff, that carp love to go inside culverts and come out of them, and so do catfish. And that's some of the things that we're going to be fishing there this spring. But I'm going to be doing it from the kayak because the water levels have been so low in the summertime, um, that weeds have gotten established. And even when the water comes back up, the problem is that fishing from shore, you can't really find a spot where you can cast the line because it's so shallow near here where I live. Um, so you have to get out in a kayak and find that hole. So then you go and park your kayak in a weed bed so you don't move or anything. And then you just throw your line into the little hole and let it sit there for carp or catfish or whatever you're fishing for. Uh, And that's the way I've been doing it last year. And this year is probably going to be similar. I've got lights on my kayak, so I can do some night fishing now. Um, Eventually, I'm going to be getting an actual fishing kayak, and I'm going to get a lithium battery to run the motor and everything. And we're just going to be back and forth trolling for walleye, fishing for channel catfish at leisure all night long. Music, radio, lights, all that stuff, cameras. I plan on doing that because I'm so close to retirement, guys. I'm telling you, it could be any time now. I'm just biding my time right now. I love what I do for a living, but I know I've come to the end of it, and I got to keep going. And there are a few rivers in producing rainbows. Yeah, I don't know if they're meant to spawn in the UK, but they might because the UK has some very unique conditions. It never gets too hot and never gets too cold. And rainbow trout, that might be just perfect for them. I don't know. They're a sea run fish, I understand, and so are the browns, I believe. So, but they do well in fresh water. So I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. I have to see more info on it. But as a man says, what's that? As a man says, life finds a way. Yes, it does. That is right. Yeah, there are a lot of beautiful rivers in England, and I love the canal systems in England and the longboats. I always thought it's kind of a romanticized about being on a longboat during the autumn there in England. I could legally move to the UK. I've got all the my grandmother was British, and under the new rules, I guess I can if I want. And of course, my wife's mother is British as well. So I mean, we if we wanted to, but really, we've got used to the lifestyle here in North America. We got big, wide open spaces. I can go forever and not see anybody, and that's kind of like I know in England and the UK, that's not really a big thing. Usually, a lot of people there, like 67 million, I guess. Yeah, yeah, I was reading about that. Um, the same people who built the canal for you guys built our canal system so well because our canals were built before Canada became a country. The British Corps of Engineers, I don't know exactly what their name were, but that's the people who built our canal back in 1798 or something like that. It was quite some time back. Oh, I hope it's not. I hope Ireland stays free and forever. I know the people will, but yeah, governments around the world are struggling. Like we live here in Canada, and our knucklehead. Well, I mean, I love our American friends. The people are generally very good, but the politics is like, oh my god, it's like how can anybody vote for that garbage? But anyway, I'm not going to get into this. It's not about politics. This channel, it's just wow, you know, we've got ourselves to and our families just to protect and take care of, and that's all we can really do. Small town from here. Two of the guys were founders of it. Of Vancouver, the small town I'm from here. Two of the guys were founders of Vancouver. Really, Vancouver, British Columbia? Huh. Vancouver is one of our major cities here in Canada. Very expensive to live there. It's beautiful though. Yeah, Canada is not a very big country, guys. We only have 38 million people. And when I was a little boy, well, when I was 16, there was only 29 or 8 million people here. But now we're up to 38 million. And thank goodness for immigration, because if we didn't have it, our country would disappear just like the UK. The UK has a large immigration as well. But we're trying to be careful not to allow too many people to come in at once because it overwhelms our system. We're not ready for it, right? We need to build it up, and the immigrants that move into Canada help bring everything up so that we can bring in more people later on in the future if we need to, and we do because we have a massive labor shortage, skilled labor. general labor, everything. That's an amazing story. Very cool. Well, our ancestors from Canada are from England. And like I told you, my lineage is from England as well, from Liverpool area and Ireland, Northern Ireland. So I guess what must have happened is like some of the family must have immigrated from Northern Ireland down into Ireland and just through Scotland and moved down to Liverpool. Now, Liverpool was a shipbuilding area, from what I understand. Now, my great grandfather, or my great grandfather, I should say, what he was a bottler of well, predate Coca Cola, so like simple sugar water with bubbles in it. That's what he did, and that's how he made his living. And they would sell that to the regular folks, like almost anybody, and everybody was poor. And they drink that, and they get a big sugar buzz from it, and they'd be like, "Whoa," and they get some labor out of them or something, and get some work done. But ultimately, nobody lived very long in Liverpool or in England back in those days. I think if you got to C40, you were doing real well because the conditions were absolutely atrocious. And I can't even imagine the legal system, how jaded it must have been. I mean, it's jaded now, but even then, it must have been a lot worse. Well, that is an amazing story about Vancouver. That is just blows me away. But yeah, we got connections, right? We got connections. And like say, my grandmother is from Liverpool. She was born in 1891, Mary Ellen Burton, and she was baptized in St. Peter's Church in Liverpool, the same church where John Lennon and Paul McCartney apparently met to form their band. That's what I hear. But that was 50 years later, after my grandmother, 57 years after my grandmother had been baptized. So it's not like it was close, and it's not like she knew him. But they did live in the same row house, which was for Paul McCartney, the same area. So that was weird and kind of cool. Who knows? I might be distantly related, but I doubt it. So I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. And I hope you've had a really good year last year fishing in 2022. And I look forward to 2023. I hope that everything works out for you. In Ireland, there, I know that you guys don't get the big heavy snow that we get, but I'm not sure you do get snow, I believe. Uh, I'm no expert on Ireland, by the way. You're still out there and you want to comment, you go right ahead, man. 1891, my God. Yeah, that's how old and the Beatles, yeah. That's just the church that links us to the Beatles, which is kind of fun. That's our claim to fame, but we're just ordinary people. Yeah, it is a cool little story to share at a party or something like that. Say, hey, my grandmother was baptized in the church that John and Ringo met. Or not John and Ringo, but John and Paul met. Ringo's still with us, and Paul too. Ringo's getting old, though he's well into his 80s, but he's still rocking it out. I enjoy the Beatles. They were fabulous here in Canada when I was a kid. My season starts again in March. Yeah, you get snow over a week, freeze -6. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, I've you know what? I've been following what's going on in the UK as far as weather-wise. Like I like to watch the fishing because I can't do anything right now. And I noticed they've been getting a lot of bitterly cold weather, particularly in December. I noticed that they were saying some of the rivers or some of the ponds where they carp fish were frozen solid. So one guy took a rock and threw it out there. It's like for the British people, this isn't a very common thing, but in Canada, that's water's going to freeze, man. Like where I live, typically a normal winter overnight low in mid January, February is about -30. Okay, last year we had minus 33, but that's out there in extreme. And I lived in northern Ontario, and I've seen minus 41 Celsius. And I know it gets even colder up there. But that's the kind of environment we have here in Canada. I'm in the south of Canada right now, and that is where it's a little bit warmer, but we still get snow, still get cold. But the summers are bloody hot, really hot. And because of my myasthenia gravis, I can't be out in the midday sun. So you're not likely to see many videos of me being, hey, I look at the bass I caught in the middle of the sun. No, you're going to catch me at night holding up a catfish or a carp or something like that. That's more likely what you're going to see. What we got? It's been cold and then it's been floods. Yeah. Would never get ice fishing here. Oh, yeah. It would just crumble. Yeah. Hey, I was watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show with Graham there, and he was talking about the flooding and the heavy rains that are going on there. It's like, wow, you guys aren't catching a break, and now you're coming up to windy season in the UK. Anyway, in England, I don't know about Ireland. February and March are traditionally very windy there. And I watch. I'm an avid gardener too, so I watch some of the gardening channels as well, and we compare notes. I like seeing the British gardeners get their early start. You know, it kind of gives me ideas where I could improve my beginnings. But yeah, well, I am getting a little bit tired there right now, and where I am, it is 8:24 p.m. guys, or anybody who's out there. There's two people I guess that are watching. I'm going to end the stream, guys. Getting tired. Thank you for coming along and chatting with me. And I'm hoping I don't have technical difficulties. Going to try this again next Saturday, okay? Or maybe tomorrow. Okay, maybe tomorrow I'll do another chat. What the heck? But I'll be doing it during the afternoon. So for you guys in the UK, that'll probably be like early morning or something like that. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by and chatting with me. And to my friend in Ireland, stay safe, my friend. And good luck fishing when you get out there again in March. I'll be with you too, because that's about when I'm going to be able to get back out. So we'll compare notes. All right. Take care. Good night.